Are you ready for boss fight number 2? That's right, boys. We are back into Darkest Dungeon, and yeah, it's boss rush, basically. We are going to be doing a bunch of boss fights. That's what we're going for. Because, like I said, I want every battle to be, impactful, or not every episode I want to be impactful, like something's actually happening. I don't want to just show you me grinding the game out, because, I don't think that's all that interesting. So, what we're going to do is focus on clearing out all of the bosses. And so I did some missions in the Weald in order to reveal the first of the Weald bosses. Okay, so each area actually has 2 bosses. So we beat the apprentice necromancer in the ruins. The other boss is the prophet. And the prophet won't show himself until we beat the necromancer. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. I don't think both the bosses can be available at the same time. Anyways, and then they will upgrade to the orange ones, which is the level 3 areas. They'll be like the level 3 necromancer instead of the apprentice necromancer. I think he's like the regular necromancer. I don't even know, but he looks a little different and he gains new abilities. It makes the fight starts to unfold into like what the full version of the fight would actually look like. Anyways, so we're going to be going after the Hag. This is the first boss of the Weald, and our team is going to be no tankish character per se. We've got Taco McDoom, mainly because the strategy I want to use against the Hag is to try and bleed her out, and that's because she's pretty resistant to disease. That makes sense because she's in the Weald. In general, the enemies in the Weald are resistant to disease or blighting. So we're going to try to bleed her out. This is just a strong character, does a lot of damage, has 2 ends going in as the highwayman. Marjo Kirby is going in, even though he's a level 0 character, that's not that big of a deal. It's fine. But the Jester's really good at bleeding enemies out. And then we got a healer, bringing Lily in because we need a healer. And unfortunately, Lucky Duck is now level 3, so that means he's like a snobby jerk type of dude. And yeah, so the reason we're doing this one instead of the Swine Prince over here is I want this ring, the Virtue Ring. Why do I want the Virtue Ring? I don't know. Probably because I just don't really want the restraining padlocks. I'm like, I don't really have an opinion either way. I'm just going for this Virtue Ring just because I like it when my characters become virtuous. Anyways, yeah, provisioning time. Oh, someone doesn't have all their skills equipped. Can you redo that? There we go. I don't think we've actually seen a character become virtuous, which is basically when they get super stressed out, but instead of succumbing to oh god, I'm so stressed out, what happens instead is they kind of rise up to the occasion. And it's a really cool when it happens. It's always kind of oh man, it's getting real now. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm probably overpacking a little bit just because I do kind of want to go straight towards the boss, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
I had collected many rare and elusive volumes on ancient herbal properties and was set to enjoy several weeks immersed in comfortable study. My work was interrupted, however, by a singularly striking young woman who insisted on repeated calls to the house.
I'm guessing she wasn't an attractive woman. She was just young. Just because it's a young woman doesn't mean she's pretty.
There is method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
So I think it's safe to assume that the boss is going to be right here. So let's just start heading in that direction. All right, this is why I didn't bring any bandages with me, so we'll ignore it. This really isn't a treasure run. Ran into some bandits. So let's talk a little bit about the Jester. The Jester is basically kind of a if you're familiar with fantasy characters, like Dungeons and Dragons, he's kind of a cross between an assassin and a bard because you can see on his back he's got his lute and he can sing as well. So he's an instrument guy, but then he's also kind of an assassin where he's very agile. If I tell him to move, he can move to any position he wants. He's very, very, he can change his position very easily. So what I want to do is I'm going to play Battle Ballad, and that's because this raises everyone's accuracy, and I really hate missing, so... Okay, not a big deal. I don't really care about these guys. These guys do way more damage, so I'm going to focus on taking them out. So let's start chopping these guys up. Like I said, these guys hurt way more. Fortunately, we resisted the bleed there. Whereas, like, these guys, like, not only are they kind of inaccurate, but all we got to do is like a group heal. And all of a sudden, you know, we kind of get back into business. So let's finish this guy off.
Continue the onslaught.
And we get our riposte.
Destroy them all.
And another thing this guy's really good at is he actually can remove people's stress, which I'll demonstrate, which is one of the reasons why the Jester is a really awesome character. So he can play this song, and you'll see right down here, I'm at 20 stress. Now I'm down to 12, so pretty good. Like, it's an awesome way to push back against the... He's really good in long battles or longer missions where you're just kind of stuck there for a while. Counterattacking is just amazing against there. It's just doing so much damage to these guys that shoot every party member. Switch their positions, which is kind of it's a little bit annoying. I don't think he can use his melee attacks from that rank, but... Oh, he missed all the important targets. Let's go ahead and switch so that he can actually start attacking again. Let's shoot somebody.
Destroyed.
Bam! Blasted him good. And maybe I should have actually reactivated riposte just because now I would have been able to trash. But like I said, you see, like they split the damage among us. That's not that big of a deal. We can keep up with that. What I'm more concerned about is when they focus all their damage on one guy. So now we'll go ahead and, you know, I'll use a slight... So, the difference between these two is they both hit the same targets, but Harvest hits both of them, and Slice Off hits one of them. And there's only one target, so I'm going to, you know, use Slice Off.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Take the money, and reform ranks, burn a torch, and in we go. So someone gave me the hint that I could just click this thing right here instead of going into my inventory. That's amazing. Like, I really hate going into my inventory. So you could actually just click the, this is the logo of Darkest Dungeon. You could just click that, and yeah, suddenly just burn a torch. So that's a really, I can't remember who gave me the hint, but thank you. That's a good hint. So, once again, I'm going to start the game off by raising my accuracy. And, I want to get rid of this guy before he replicates. So let's get rid of him.
Be gone, fiend.
Group heal. Very nice. And the wimps are going to attack because these are the... Oh my god, killed him in one counterattack. That's how you know you're a wimp. Like, you just like you like inadvertently die. Like it was like it was your turn to attack and you died to a counterattack. Like, that's how you know you're a wimp.
Success.
You didn't even die to like an intended attack.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Always so dramatic, narrator guy.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Okay, scouting's kicking in. Looks like we got a blocker up, obstruction up ahead, but we got some shovels, so it's all good. Didn't bring bandages, so we can't go through that. We do have antidote, though.
Finding
And
the stuff is
we'll take
only
it.
the first test. Now it must be carried
Digging
home.
through the thorny thicket. And it looks like we got... Look, we hit the torch before we get in there. Mushroom! Oh, here we go, here we go. Mushroom I wanted mushroom zombies. There it is. You want mushroom zombies? Here we go. Mushroom zombies are interesting because they got kind of a tag team thing going on. And... Oh, man, we just...
A faint hope blossoms.
We're slapping right now. So let's go. So the way these mushroom zombies work is that the ones in the back are the artillery guys who mark targets. And then these guys, they want to attack marked targets. That's their thing. So, we either want to try to control who gets marked, or just make it so they don't just kill these guys before they start marking. So here we go. He's going to mark this character. Oh, but he misses. So now he has to use groping swipe, which is his weaker attack. And that's good. The other thing is, to make them more zombie-like, they've got a lot of defense. They've got 43% protection. And remember that protection is a direct damage reduction, so it's 33% less damage. Just to kind of, you know, give you more of that zombie feel. Let's see what we built our bleed up to. 5 damage a turn, so he's dead next turn. And because he's dead next turn, we just ignore him and start... Oh my god. Right through his defense is a massive critical. What is going on? Like, we are like critting like crazy right now. Here comes the counterattack. Yeah! And the crap! What? The counterattack. We're using up all of our good luck.
This expedition at least promises success.
Okay, we got bandages, so I kind of want to backtrack, actually. Oh my god, we found a secret room. Too far away, though. I kind of want to ignore it. Now we can use the bandage. Gives us a little more money. I'm gonna leave that behind. And we also revealed the boss. So like I said, the boss has a very strong tendency to be in the room that is farthest away from your starting position. So it was just a, you know, just a logical deduction that this is where the boss room would be. I think we are going to go after that secret room. Originally, I wasn't going to, but I'm going to go after the secret room. The reason for that is because we do have a key, and with the key, we can open up the hidden compartment of the secret room, or of the treasure chest in the secret room. Oh, turn the torch on. And the secret treasure chest has... Okay, so... Okay, we surprised them, so they might not get a chance to replicate. We'll see. Bleed? Okay, good. He should be toast. Yeah, he's gonna die. And he's also gonna... So this one has 2 health left. He's gonna take 2 bleed damage, so he's done. This one has 3 health left, but he's gonna take 3 bleed damage, so he's toast. So can we finish this guy out? Wait, how much damage is this? Let's go with the Wicked Slice. There we go. Okay, they're toast. I love seeing them just fall down to like a bunch of like planned out DOTs. Okay, we'll use one key here. Because we just need to say, oh, we got a key back. Do I want this? I'm just gonna put this on. I'm just gonna put this on this character just as a way to not waste treasure. Okay, so here's the room. We just gotta push up. Alright, so now we could use the key. And let's see what we get. Oh, so the puzzling trapezohedron are worth a ton. Look at that, 3,500. We'll take that. And I think these are worth like 2,000 each. We can also use them as a healing item. So we can put this on. Junior's head can go on the healer. 30% more healing. That's pretty good. This one gives us more damage, less health, and more stress. So, it could go on one of these characters. How am I gonna fit it in though? I guess I'll drop those. I should have dropped the food. We don't need the food. Okay, so we don't have to continue towards that. We can actually just start heading towards the boss now. Oh, looks like a trap appeared right here. So when you change rooms, it seems like, or when you backtrack, it seems like it's possible for the game to add additional obstructions or additional enemies, but that's fine. We got a 110% chance to disarm traps, so that trap is toast. Go ahead and camp.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
I was gonna go with the feast, but you know, okay. Okay, so we definitely want it bandit sense because that's what's going to allow us to avoid getting ambushed at night. So bam. Now we want to increase our damage. Accuracy, that's gonna be a pretty good one. Who should I give it to, though? I think I'm gonna give it to... There we go. So all of his songs are all references to real songs. So like Tiger's Eye is a reference to Eye of the Tiger in the Rocky. You know, every rose has its thorns. You know, those are all actual like songs. So you know, it's just a neat reference. I'm also gonna have him buff himself clean guns. That's a really good one. 10% more aim with ranged weapons, 20% more damage with ranged weapons, 8% more critical hit chance with ranged weapons. That's amazing. Really strong. And now we won't get ambushed.
The match is struck. A blazing
And so now we're ready to, and there's no battles in between, so we don't have to worry about our buffs wearing off. We're out of shovels, but that's fine.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
You betcha, Mr. Narrator guy. Let's go ahead and put this in to get some treasure. I'll take it. You know Fox loves treasure. And give him the treasure. All right.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
All right, boys.
Only
It's boss time. Oh, if you're wondering how we get the secret door, the secret door is basically like a critical scouting. Like, if we get a perfect scouting roll, then we'll reveal a secret door. That's the way it works.
Twisted and maniacal. A slathering testament to the powers of corruption.
So, you know, I'm not judging or anything, but, you know, she could still be young. You know, maybe she's got eternal life or something. But like I said, you know, just because you're young doesn't mean you're hot or anything. Okay, so this boss is a cannibal. You know, that's a meat tenderizer. That's not just a hammer. And she wants to cook us. That's her whole game plan. And, yeah, we don't want that to happen. Like, we would prefer to not be cooked. So let's just get started. The cookbot, I believe, is currently, we can't do anything to it, but neither of them can move, I think. So she's just always going to be in the back rank. So if you challenge the hag, make sure every one of your attacking characters are capable of using their techniques on the 3rd and 4th enemy ranks. Obviously, we want to be able to counterattack on them. Let's raise our accuracy. You know, missed attacks are like a huge loss in damage. Don't need to heal anyone, so I believe she's like 100% resistance to stun, so you could get through that like by actually increasing your stun probability beyond it, but it's still really bad odds, so we're just gonna zap her with lightning. Oh, someone goes in the pot. So he's getting cooked, so you know he's obviously not doing super great. Now that someone's being cooked, it's actually possible to attack the pot. The pot has 14 health.
A singular strike.
And out he comes. And she got so this character, so she has 2 little like ticks right here, you see, so she actually attacks twice a turn. And that's why bleeding effects are going to be really nice. Oh, unless she resists them. Let's try it again. Okay, so now she's gonna bleed twice. She's gonna bleed every tick, basically. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, we gotta reform our ranks a little bit. Both of his attacks would not hit her, so he's going back in the pot. He's like, no, I don't want to be cooked. And we're already doing a ton of damage to her. She's a much lower health, what do you call it, character, or a boss.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Yeah, you're being cooked and whatnot. Yeah, what a complaint. Like, stop complaining. Like, Hestu is, like, who cares? It's like they're boiling the flesh off your skin. Like, what a complainer. Don't worry about it. We'll get you out when we can. This is such a funny ability. Can you imagine fighting someone, and instead of them attacking you, they start, like, throwing, like, you know, like, herbs and spices on you? I'm like, wow, oh, we didn't knock him out in a single hit. Well, I guess you're just gonna have to continue getting cooked for a little longer. Don't worry about it. Just think of it like they're chilling in the jacuzzi or something. It's really not that big a deal. We can't make the cauldron bleed, so I'm just gonna attack. Oh, critical hit. Yeah, your flesh, it burns. Yeah, maybe just a whip. Maybe that's the problem. What, your skin's not resistant to boiling liquids?
To rot, consumed by the spores.
Yeah, he's fine. He's got 4 health left. It's really not that big of a deal. Well, there you go, boys. We just brought the hag down. Let's head back to town. I think we got more than enough treasure to bring back. And then, of course, we get an additional 4,500 gold. 6. We need deeds. I love deeds. And the virtue ring. What quirks did we get? Oh, so this got locked in. We got Weald Phobe, Ego. Oh, this one's got to go. And so we got disease, the worries. 30% more stress. Let's see what the day. Oh, no status.
For months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
So what I'm going to be doing between episodes is I'm going to be building up the cove to level 2 because our familiarity with the cove is only level 1. That'll reveal the first cove boss. I want to get kind of everyone revealed. Once again, like I said, we can if we can get the more bosses we can get to show themselves, the more of these little items we can shuffle through until we find like one that's really, really good. Let's see, like, what new characters can we hire? I think I want another bounty hunter. I like the bounty hunter. I like to have 2 of them. That's fine.
The thrill of the hunt. The promise of payment.
And the bounty hunter speaking my language. He's like, yeah, give me that money. Give me that money, money, money. Money, money, money. Anyways, there you go. So that's the witch fight. You know, can be kind of annoying if you're but basically, if you went to fight not the witch, the hag. If you went to fight the hag and your guys weren't ready to fight to rank 3 and 4, you'd probably just want to retreat and probably just leave the battle and restart. But another let me go to. I started a new playthrough. You know, my own one, just if I'm in the mood to play it. And this one has all the DLC in it, because like I bought the DLC while it's on sale. And, you know, let me show you some of the
decadent horrors I have seen pale in comparison to that final.
Mosquitoes are attacking, like that's a new thing, like that only happens in the DLC.
Nor could I look away.
But yeah, here's one of the new DLC characters. This is the Flagellant. He's like, I like him a lot. He's all about causing people to bleed, which is nice because there's some really good blight characters, like the Plague Doctor, for example, is really good at very strong poison skills or blight skills, but there wasn't really a lot of characters that were just really good at causing bleeding. And then there's another character. This here is the Shield Breaker, who is kind of I guess a dancer, kind of a dancer character. She's she's got a spear as a weapon, so she can attack pretty much any rank. Very mobile, and a bit fragile, but has the ability to block attacks. So a really interesting character. And then it adds 2 new areas. So over here we have the farmstead, which is like overrun by crazy crystal people, it's just really interesting. I don't know. I fought the boss, the thing from the stars. But that thing was really tough, so I wound up running away from it. And then you got the courtyard, which is like a swamp, like mosquito land, where all the enemies are like crazy mosquito guys. It's really neat, though. It's really good. So I certainly will think about doing another playthrough where I have all the DLC in effect. But for the first game, I do want it to just be a vanilla playthrough. I mean, like, yeah, the Musketeer is DLC, but the Musketeer is just a reskin of the Arbalest, who is the crossbow woman. So it's like, it's still a very, very classic. Oh, it also adds it. Oh, I'm not far enough in to show you. The districts are locked. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this episode. Who knows? I'll fight another boss next time. We're gonna be going through the bosses, boys. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. Like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future Dankest Dungeon content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.